Do you ever lie awake at night, your mind racing about all your adult kids, your parents, or just everything on your plate and feel like you can't stop worrying? I get it. Worry can feel like love or responsibility. But the truth is, worrying quietly drains our energy, our confidence, and joy. In today's episode, I'm sharing with you a simple, gentle way to notice your worry, reclaim calm in your day, and feel lighter without adding more to your to-do list. If you're ready to stop letting worry run your life, this episode is for you. Come on in. It's time to choose happy. Wherever you are, whatever kind of day you're having, this is your reminder. You have a choice. If you're ready to break free from self-doubt and negative thinking, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Marie, and this is the Choose Happy with Marie podcast. Welcome. Hello, how are you? Welcome back to the show. I am so happy that you're here. Do you ever catch yourself worrying about things that perhaps haven't even happened yet? Maybe you're lying awake at night, replaying conversations in your head. I really know how that feels. Or feeling that little knot in your stomach before a meeting, a decision, or even a simple text that you sent to a friend. Worry has this sneaky way of showing up everywhere. In the mornings as we sip our coffee, in conversations when we overthink what we say, and in the choices that we make because our mind is whispering, what if? And the tricky part is that it feels normal, like it's just part of life. But here's the thing. What feels normal can quietly drain our confidence, our energy, and our happiness. By the end of this episode, you're going to learn how to notice your worry instead of letting it run your day and reclaim a bit of calm and clarity for your upcoming week. I want to share with you a few examples that might feel familiar to you, might feel too familiar. I hear from so many of our listeners who will say, how can I sleep, Marie, when my kids go out with their friends? Even adult kids. We worry about them too. Maybe more because they're not with other parents. I've thought about that too. And here's the truth. I trust my kids, my adult kids, to make good choices. I believe, both myself and my husband, that we've done our very best to empower them as they've been growing up, to trust their choices, to do wise choices. And by me worrying doesn't protect them. What it does do is wear me out, and I can't sleep then. So that's not good. That doesn't help them. Here's another example. Worrying about our aging parents. Maybe your parents live a distance away or are dealing with health issues. Your mind starts imagining the worst case scenarios. You start thinking, what if they fall? What if something goes wrong while I'm not there? Another example, worrying about everyday interactions. Sometimes worry creeps into our emails, our texts, or conversations. You may be thinking, did I say the right thing? Will they misunderstand me? Any of that sound familiar to you? These worries are incredibly common. I do it. Most of us do this many times a week. It feels normal. It feels responsible, right? But it quietly limits our confidence, our energy, and our joy. In the Choose Happy framework that I teach, I call those patterns negative thinking. It's a habit that we've just put into place that starts to feel normal, that has just kept us stuck, and we're not even aware that it's happening anymore. The really important insight here that I wanted to share with you today is worry is a form of negative thinking. It saps our energy, it shakes our confidence, and it really does steal our joy, even if it feels like love or responsibility. And maybe you were raised with parents that worried a lot. I know I did. And that was seen as love, right? We worry, we love them. And if we don't worry, we don't love them. But actually, we do love them regardless. It's just we trust that things are going to work out. There's this quote that I really love that says what I'm trying to say to you perfectly, which is, and I've used it many times before on the show, worrying is praying for something that you don't want to happen. I'm going to repeat that in case you're multitasking. I see you. You're driving your car. Worrying is praying for something you don't want to happen, right? So think about that for a moment. Every time you worry about your adult children, your aging parents, or even just small everyday things, you're mentally running through the worst case scenario over and over in your mind. You're literally praying for the thing that you fear. And instead of protecting anyone, or specifically a person, it keeps your mind and your body on high alert. The good news is you don't have to fight worry or push it away. You know that it's there, so you can start small. The first step I always teach in Choose Happy, where we can make a difference, is awareness. Awareness is step one. It's when we say, oh, this is happening. We're simply noticing when worry shows up. No judgment. We're not trying to fix it. We're just noticing. And we can say, there's worry again. That tiny act is powerful. It gives you a choice and starts to reclaim your energy. Just because you don't worry doesn't mean you don't love the person. It means you trust the person will figure it out. So, what could this look like in our everyday life? So let's walk through just a few realistic moments I thought I would share with you about times when worry tends to show up and how we can notice it without it, letting it run our life. An example, let's say morning coffee, waking up. Many of us wake up with a mental to-do list, right? And sometimes that list is filled with what ifs before the day even starts. You're sipping your morning beverage and suddenly your mind is already racing. Thoughts like, what if something goes wrong at work today? What if my aging parents need me today? What if my adult kids make a choice that I don't agree with? Where does the small shift happen? It happens when you start noticing it. When you say to yourself, that's worry. I see you. You're not solving anything, you're just observing, and it does take time. It's a habit, so it does take time to pivot it. But you might just picture it as a cloud passing by. Where you acknowledge it, you realize why it's happening. It's because you care about the person. And then you just let it float away. This tiny pause, it gives your brain a little breathing space before you need to dive into all the responsibilities of your day. Another example, as we worry about our adult children, so I hear from some of our listeners who really worry about their adult kids who have moved away. And in cases like that, remind yourself that you raised them. You raised them to be good people. I'm assuming this. You're here listening to the show, so I think you're like a really good person. Remind yourself that you trust them to make good choices. Worrying doesn't help them. It exhausts you. When worry pops up, you can say, this is worry. I trust them. I see you worry, and I trust them. That small act of awareness, it will let you reclaim your energy, and then you can go to sleep more peacefully. Another example, if you worry about your aging parents and you start with the worst case scenarios, right? What if something happens while I'm not there? How about if you noticed it without trying to solve it immediately? Just label it as, this is worry. I notice it. I love my parents, but I can't control everything. That simple awareness softens the tension in our body, and it helps us be more present when we need to be present and be there for our parents as they need us. But we don't need to create what if scenarios over and over again, because there are many of them that could happen. Another example, I have two more examples for you. Another one is like during conversations or emails. Sometimes worry shows up in the middle of a conversation or a text where you're asking yourself, did I say the right thing? Will they misunderstand me? Because that can happen, especially in texts. You catch it in the moment, you pause, take a slow breath, and label it. This is worry. I see you. You don't have to fix anything. Just noticing interrupts the loop. It gives you space to respond calmly and just prevents worry from hijacking your interaction that you had with that person. And the last example, let's say you're cooking, driving, running errands. We can be multitasking, and worry can sneak in quietly without us even noticed it. Society, back to that word, society, has programmed us to worry. Yeah, the media, our upbringing, it's a habit. It's a form of negative thinking, a toxic one if you do it a lot. Awareness can be done anytime, anywhere. When you notice a thought like, what if? Name it silently. There's worry. It's okay. That's just worry. Take a conscious breath and notice how your body starts to relax actually, because you're acknowledging it. You're not going into the spiral loop of worry. By practicing these small realistic strategies throughout your day, you're creating tiny pockets of calm actually. Your days can start to feel lighter, conversations feel easier, and your week more in control. And the best part is you don't need hours of meditation or journaling, although those are great things, as you know. Awareness is something you can practice while moving through life. One small, gentle pause at a time. So today's action is simple. Notice your worry. Pick one moment in your day where it shows up. Pause, name it, and just take a slow breath. That's it. No fixing, no problem solving, just awareness. Even just a small moment of noticing will give you back a little energy, focus, and confidence to approach your day differently. Don't let worry take over your day. So today, maybe take a minute, take a few deep breaths. Notice where worry shows up. Where does it live in your body? Even ask yourself what triggers it. Those are all moments of awareness that empower us to choose differently. And if you want a little extra boost of support each week, please join my email list. Every week, you'll get a dose of positivity, healthy positivity, straight to your inbox. Practical tips, gentle reminders, and encouragement to help you continue breaking free from worry, moving forward with confidence, and living your happy life today. And writing to you every week is one of my favorite moments in the week, especially when you write back. I really, really enjoy the interactions we have together over email. I look forward to seeing you in my inbox. Wishing you a wonderful week, choosing happy. Cheers! Thanks for listening to Choose Happy with Marie. If today's episode spoke to you, I would love it if you could share it with a friend or leave a quick review for the show. It helps more women find this kind of support. Remember, you don't have to overhaul your life to start feeling better. You just have to choose happy right where you are, one Choose Happy choice at a time. I'll see you next time. Take care.